What we have here today is the latest motorcycle from Benelli. It's called the Leoncino 500 and it's a scrambler, which means it's been designed to retro modern taste and it's the first of such kind by the firm for our market. So, what makes this motorcycle special? Well, let's find out. While the Leoncino 500 has gone on sale in India recently, it's not really a new bike. You see, this was first showcased nearly 4 years ago at the EICMA show in 2015. And we have been waiting for it since then. Having said that, despite its age, it doesn't really look all that old. And to be honest, it looks very modern and stylish to my eyes. You see, it stays true to the scrambler lines, the design is compact, the handlebar is wide, it has got thick 50mm forks and the tires are really fat. So overall, it's a very nice looking motorcycle. Now for reference, Leoncino translates to Lion's Cub in Italian, and this name has been around since the 1950s and 60s when Benelli was making bikes post-World War for the Italian market. Now while all that is fine, I think it also looks like a Lion's Cub because it's aggressive and a bit cute in equal parts. So I think it definitely lives up to its name. The paint quality and the fit and finish are also rich, and also not to be missed are the special metal plaques on the tank as well as the Lion of Pizarro motif on the front fender. Among other highlights, there's an all-digital instrument cluster that looks very cool. However, under direct sunlight, it's quite difficult to read information from the dial. Also, I have to say that the quality of switchgear could have been better as it feels quite tacky in operation. Powering the Leoncino is the same 500cc liquid-cooled parallel twin unit as the TRK 502. Now this engine develops 47 bhp of power and 46 Nm of torque. Now on paper, this doesn't sound that impressive, but from what I can tell, this engine is the heart and soul of this motorcycle. The power delivery is creamy and it flows in smoothly. In fact, this twin-cylinder motor revs all the way to 9000 rpm without protesting at all. The performance may not be groundbreaking, but it's not a slow bike by any means. You can hit triple-digit speeds in no time, and it keeps on pulling even after you hit the turn mark. I also like the fueling on this bike as the throttle response is very smooth and the bike doesn't jerk at low revs. The 6-speed gearbox also plays along nicely with effortless and precise shifts. The clutch action, however, feels a little heavy, plus the engine runs really hot in stop-go traffic. Now the most exciting thing about this powertrain is its exhaust noise. In typical Benelli fashion, the Leoncino also sounds like a big bike as it produces a deep and throaty rumble. Benelli markets the Leoncino 500 as a scrambler, but in all honesty, this is a very road-focused motorcycle. The suspension setup, alloy wheels and Pirelli Angel GT tires all point out towards the same thing as well. The 50mm front fork is rebound adjustable, while the offset monoshock at the rear is adjustable for both rebound and preload. Overall though, the setup is tuned for a very sporty ride, and that means on bumpy roads you can feel all the undulations on the road. Plus, there's a lot of vertical movement from the suspension as the ride is quite choppy at high speeds. On the flip side, the firmness of the springs results in a motorcycle that's beautiful and quite involving to ride around the twisty stuff. And despite weighing 185 kilos dry, the Benelli feels quite light on its feet. Of course, it's not a sharp or a quick steering motorcycle, but on the whole, the Leoncino is an enjoyable tool. You can do light off-roading as well, but because the hardware is road-focused, it doesn't feel comfortable in that setting. Stopping power comes from dual 320mm discs up front and a 260mm disc at the rear, and as a result, the braking performance is super strong. ABS is standard and it can be turned off, but we don't think it's really required because it's neither a stunt machine nor an off-road bike. The Leoncino 500 then, it's a very interesting motorcycle on the whole. Sure, it's not an outright scrambler, but on the road it's a phenomenal machine. Plus, it looks the part, it sounds like a big bike, and on top of that, it's a very involving machine to ride despite its small motor. And this is something that you can ride on a daily basis without breaking the bank. And this also reminds me to tell you its price. You see, at 4.79 lakh, it's the most affordable scrambler in the country. So all in all, I have to say that this little cub here is definitely punching above its weight.